eBayers, it's Suzanne, and I wanted to share a fun sale with you. I'm getting ready to package this to ship it to Norway. And the item is Cash Flow for Kids. It's a board game. And I saw this on Money Making Mondays. I'm not sure if it was in a video or just on the thread in my Facebook group, but the illustrious Casey Vetterly posted that this was a BOLO because they don't make the game anymore, and it is still highly sought after all these years later. On the back, you can see it says www.richdad.com, 1999 to 2012 cash flow. So it was only made during those years, and it's not made anymore. This game is part of Robert Kiyosaki's empire. If you don't know him, he is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and built an entire empire on that book and that concept. His net worth is $100 million. So he knows what he's talking about. And these items are still out there for us to find as pickers and resell. Now, what I wanted to share with you was I bought this at a thrift store for $2. I saw it on Money Making Mondays probably a year ago. So filed that away in my brain, and one day it just appeared in front of me, like all these other items we talk about. I know I'm going to find that baby Morgan blanket at some point, or that IKEA vase, or these high dollar items that are out there. So it's just a matter of learning them and recognizing them so you're prepared when they pop up in front of you. Now, what was interesting on this sale is I'd had it out there about 6 weeks and got a lot of low offers, and then it just sold yesterday for full price of $59.97. It is going to Norway. They paid $61 for shipping. That's through the eBay standard international shipping. It was not the global shipping program. So quite expensive to ship this item. It's not that heavy. It's just international shipping is expensive. On top of that, they paid $31 in import taxes. So they paid a lot of money for this item. And what I always like to do is go back and look at other listings of the same item in the same condition to see if having international shipping on your item makes a difference. And you can do this yourself because I don't want to call out any other sellers. But if you go look at eBay, active listings for this Cash Flow for Kids game, you'll see plenty of them priced under $60. Some are as low as $30 in the same condition as mine. Mine was used, it wasn't brand new. Some new ones in shrink wrap, never opened, are $30 or significantly less than $59.97, which is what I priced mine at. So I clicked on those listings and checked out their international shipping, and most of them don't offer it. So this is a perfect example of how you can win, how you can beat your competitors if you have international shipping on your items, because those international buyers cannot buy it if you don't have that international shipping enabled. And I'm still floored that so many sellers don't offer international. It's so easy, and you have the entire world as your customer base. So why not do it? So again, that's a $2 item that I sold in about 6 weeks for $60 plus another $61 in shipping. Now, the one thing that is a little tricky when you are shipping first class international or the eBay standard international delivery is you cannot use the USPS boxes. Those are for priority only. So you might think, well, how are you going to ship this if you don't have a USPS box? So I'm going to show you how I shipped it without using the USPS priority packaging. It's very easy, and most of the materials are free. Okay, here we have the game, and before I listed it, I organized the pieces not only to verify everything was there, but to make it nice and neat so that when the buyer opens it, it's all organized and they can start playing. Some of the pieces did not have little bags, so I used just little sandwich baggies to wrap them up neatly. And the next thing I do on my board games is wrap up the bottom with stretch wrap. That just keeps everything in place and it doesn't jiggle around as much when it's being shipped. And I mentioned the stretch wrap in my video about basic supplies for eBay sellers. You can get this where moving supplies are sold, Walmart, Home Depot, the dollar store might even have their own version of it. So pretty cheap, and it just keeps everything secure and it sticks to itself so you don't need tape. Okay, then I tape up the box with another one of my favorites, painter's tape, because when the buyer untapes it, it's not going to damage the box. Now, when I am in any kind of store, grocery store, Target, Walmart, Walgreens, wherever, I always look for extra boxes and keep a stash of them on hand because I often have to cut them down and Frankenbox an item if I don't have a box that's an exact fit. And this is a skill that comes with selling on eBay, is learning how to do this on the spur of the moment, because you're just not going to have a box that's the right size for every single thing you have in your inventory. You have to learn how to do this. It will save you a lot of time in looking for the exact right size box, and it will save you space because you don't need to have so many boxes on hand. You can just make one when you need it. So what you do is slice one edge of the box so that you can lay it out into a long strip. Now obviously you're going to measure the length is going to be long enough to contain whatever you're wrapping in it. So like here I would lay the game out horizontally and make sure that it's contained within this cardboard strip. Okay, next you want to wrap the box in a couple layers of bubble wrap. You don't need to go crazy with it, just enough to cushion it, especially for international shipments because it's going across the world and it's going to be handled a lot. So you want to make sure that it arrives in good condition and the buyer is happy with the item when they receive it. Next, you just roll up the game inside the strip of cardboard, and you can see it peeking out there at the bottom, but this box was the perfect size to contain this item. And so there's no cardboard on the edges, but it's rolled up and then taped securely. You want to make sure that the edges are flat and smooth and tape everything down. And that's where the free eBay tape comes in handy. If you're using that quarterly coupon, I alternate what I order. Sometimes I order poly mailer, sometimes I order tape, but I always have plenty of both of those on hand. And we're not finished yet. Now I'm going to add a protective outer layer. I use the large eBay poly mailers I get free with the quarterly coupon, the largest size they have. I'll order those maybe once a year because I don't have to do this very often. And I slice them open to create flat sheets that I can use for wrapping paper. So it looks kind of like that. Doesn't look real pretty there, but this is my process. Since I have these on hand, I might as well use them. Or you could use strong lawn and leaf bags if you don't want to do the poly mailer route and just cut one of these bags so it's a flat sheet, and then you can just wrap the item up like you're wrapping a gift. Do not use paper grocery bags or brown paper to wrap your packages. It gets caught in the machines and the post office doesn't even like it. So you want to use something like the poly mailers cut open, or a strong lawn and leaf bag that's not going to tear to protect what's inside, because that paper can rip. Things are different now than they used to be 20 years ago, and the machines are different, and these packages are manhandled, and you don't want any problems. So just don't use that brown paper or paper grocery bags. A side note there, I do pick up the paper grocery bags when I'm in the store. I don't bag my groceries in them. I just grab a couple every time I'm in there, and I use that for packing material. Crumple it up, use it as dunnage inside a package you're shipping. So that's another way to get some free packing material. Obviously, don't be a paper bag hog. Just here and there, you're shopping there, you're spending money in that store, you can grab a couple bags here and there, but these are great for cushioning material because you can crumple it up. Okay, and then back to the game. Tape all the edges down so nothing can get caught in the machines. And see how pretty that looks? It's perfect, and it's cushioned, and it's going to arrive in great condition. Okay, so put that little nugget in your brain. Cash Flow for Kids board game. Be on the lookout for that. And if you are not shipping internationally yet, I cannot urge you strongly enough to do it. That's the number one thing you can do without any extra work on your listings to increase your sales if you're not already doing it. If you want help, if you want some hand holding, come to the Premium Library. I will help you. I have an entire course on how to do this. Any questions you may have are already answered. Plus, you get unlimited email support with me anytime you need help with anything. So put international shipping on those listings, especially now because we are in the holiday buying season and you will get more sales. Thank you so much for watching. I would love your comments below, and I will see you next time. Happy selling. Bye.